There's a reason why F around and find out is a saying. And this guy found out last night during the Netflix It's a Joke festival. Now, Dave Chappelle, if you may or may have not heard by now, I'm pretty sure most of you have if you're fans of Dave Chappelle, he was attacked last night. It was at the end of his set. Here's a video that shows it in a little bit closer. See, you see he was tackled by some guy. See? And here's the video that was surfacing about 8 hours ago. Let me go ahead and maximize this so you could see it, because you could hear a little bit better what happens here.
Some noise for hip hop history.
The guy runs up on stage. You see him, he tackles him. He tilts around for a little bit. Right? The guy gets up and then runs, starts being chased by security, and then runs backstage. He gets stopped though. He gets stopped. They end up getting a hold of him, and then they proceed to give him a beating. To the point where he had to be stretchered out. You can see it here in this video.
Pretty good.
He had to be stretchered out. He was pretty busted up. His arm was broken.
Pretty good.
All mangled. That's him being loaded up into the gurney as he was being taken away after that. And Dave Chappelle's friends were in attendance. Chris Rock as well as Jamie Foxx were there. This is what Chris Rock had to say while he was there, right? See, so there's the guy. Here's from another angle. You see the guy running back there. Chris Rock comes on stage. That's what comedians do. You know, they make light of a situation. And that's part of the reason why people were concerned with the whole Will Smith slapping Chris Rock thing, is that it might set a precedent like this. Now, it's hard to say, right? Because we don't know if this is something that's been going on anyways, right? With people for a while, and it's just something that's being more spotlighted now. That people that heckle or, you know, they hear jokes that they don't like. We don't know how often this has happened before in other places. We've heard more and more stories coming out now, for sure, of people getting on stage after a comedian does some jokes that they don't like, right? There's been much more stories coming out about that, but for all we know, that's something that could have been happening for a long time, and it's just there's more attention on it now because of what happened with the Chris Rock and Will Smith situation. So I'm gonna link this article as well for those of you that want to know a little bit more about this story that happened. It's from the New York Post. Alleged Dave Chappelle attacker. The guy's name, booked for felony assault. The audience member who tackled Dave Chappelle on the stage while armed with a blade-firing fake gun was identified Wednesday as he was booked for felony assault with a deadly weapon. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is that the news that broke that the guy was armed, right? That he apparently had a knife, but it was a knife that was shaped as a replica gun, I believe. So it says it right here. He had been carrying a replica handgun that had a blade inside. LAPD spokesperson Lizeth Lamelli also confirmed. So Lee was booked just after 3:30 a.m. Wednesday and held on $30,000 bail. Records show he was listed as being 5 foot 10 inches tall and just 140 pounds, and an address given for him matched that of an LA homeless shelter. So that's the other thing too. People were saying that people are wondering. I think it goes on to say later on in this article that people were wondering how he got into the show, but there was apparently reports that the security there was pretty lackadaisical, so that might have been how he might have slipped through the cracks. Who knows? Maybe what little money he had, he might have saved it and actually bought a ticket to the show. Who knows what he was planning? We can only wonder, right? Maybe he already had a problem with Dave Chappelle for a long time. Maybe, you know, as we know, there's a lot of homeless people that do have a lot of mental disorders. That could also be the case in this situation. The guy could just be a disturbed guy. Who knows? He's a young guy. It's hard to know what is. I'm sure as the days come here and more news comes about this, maybe we'll get an idea of why this guy decided to do this. But for right now, all we could do is really speculate, right? Not a good idea, though, that he did any of this. Lee also appeared to have a puffed up bloody right eye, as well as a bloody nose, as he was carried out wearing a t-shirt with Hollywood written in flames akin to the logo for skateboarding mag Thrasher. So it talks about how his, security pounced him while he was booed off stage, his arm twisted, obviously, due to the melee, right? Due to him being jumped by security. You shouldn't have done that. One member of the crowd called out as another yelled, "They beat your You're a double S. And then it says footage also showed Chappelle joking about it, how he stomped that word backstage after the attack. Lee was caught in shocking video footage as he suddenly raced towards Chappelle from his right and temporarily knocked him down with a flying tackle. The stage invader then raced off, chased by security as one audience member shouted, "Bust his," you know what. So, yeah, this is a picture of him from the front, as you can see here. Who knows? Who knows what this guy was thinking? Was it worth it? It doesn't look like it, right? Got a broken arm for your troubles, got your face busted up. But again, this guy might not be in his right mind. For all we know, he could also be an addict. If he is indeed homeless, could be a who knows? Who knows? But probably shouldn't have rushed up on stage, right? Probably shouldn't have rushed up on stage. Worst decision that this guy has made lately. You can see here, look, there's another shot. You can see here his forehead is all swollen too. Got a hematoma on his forehead. So, yeah, this absolutely was not worth it. And I think this guy is finding that out the hard way now. So it says right here, I'm just going to read a little bit more here, then we'll go ahead and close out the video here. But it says, the comedian had literally just said how he now has more security because of all the uproar from his jokes about the trans community. She said, explaining why Chappelle's first quip after the attacker was that it must be a trans man. Yeah, that's something that he said afterwards in one of the videos. I think he says it here. Yeah, I think he says it on here in this video.
It was a trans man.
Yeah, that was the joke after the fact. So yeah, there was I believe in this article. Like I said, I'll link it in the description below for those of you that want to read it. But it also talked about how the security there was a little lackadaisical. Wasn't too great. So that could also be why this guy was able to slip through the cracks. Here's one last video I'll show you guys on this, and then we'll go ahead and close out the video here. But here's this. So here's the other angle. We see here. There's Chris Rock. Was that Will Smith? Was that Will Smith? All right, we saw that one already. There's another one.
Out for the curtain call.
Here we go.
Shout out to Jamie Foxx, by the way. Jamie, where you at?
Jamie Foxx was there.
Jamie, hold up.
He was there for this, so you see. I guess Jamie Foxx came out on stage. You can't really see him here, but apparently he was wearing a cowboy hat or something, or some sheriff hat.
Make some noise for Fox.
So let's see what it says here. People making noise for Jamie Foxx.
Whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx will show up in a sheriff's hat.
There you go. See, so he was in good spirits, even though somebody had just tried to attack him, could have done some serious harm to him. It's what comedians do, right? They turn a bad situation they could turn it into a joke, into a fun situation, to just kind of sit there and de-escalate everything and just kind of calm everybody down for anybody that might have been a little upset over the situation. But there you have it. That's what happened. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully, look, as we've talked about before on this channel, hopefully this is not something that again, because of the Will Smith thing, people thought, hey, this is something that people were worrying about, that this would set a bad precedent, that this would embolden people to do stuff like this. But I think there's a different case here altogether, because you have a homeless guy, you have lackadaisical security on this, and who knows what's wrong with that guy. So I don't know, maybe he could be a person that has a legit problem with Dave Chappelle, or it's just a person that's just disturbed, period, due to whatever issues that they might have. It's hard to say right now, but I guess we'll be finding out in the next couple days as more information becomes available. I'll try to cover this. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, in the comment section below. Until next time, y'all know how it goes. The hunt continues.